told me once, what's your name again, baby? I'm trying to be your man quick, I know it sound crazy. I was raised on the east, but I'm a south side baby. Young bull watching all the old
Welcome
schools
back to the video, man. If you watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? If you watching this in the live right now, and you not in the live, come get your ass in the live, bro. You bugging. You tweaking, gang. We be live down there every day. Kicking it, cooling, blowing a big one. This is gonna be the first story time about when I was on shrooms. First time I've ever done shrooms. Ever. I got a homie. My homie is a year or two older than me. And he, you know, is more experienced with a little few other things than I am. You feel me? I've always been one of those ones that's like real skeptical of like other narcotics and stuff like that. Other than, you know, cannabis, that's my thing. If you don't know, now you know. But bro was always telling me, you know, oh, try some shrooms, they good. And I'm like, nah, I be hearing some weird shit, motherfuckers be tweaking, whatever. I'm like, is it like acid? And he like, yeah. And I'm like, bro, no, I don't want to deal with that. Motherfuckers done told me stories about a million different things happening while they on that shit, bro. Yeah, that didn't last long because I was bored. I'm like, fuck it. I'm in a safe environment. You feel me? Whenever it comes down to like drinking or doing drugs that will have you in an outer body experience or some shit that it's like where you really can't control yourself, you feel me? You want to be in a safe area. So I'm like, you know, I done been around bro long enough or whatever. I trust him. I was supposed to trip with him and his lady back in the day, you know. But I was visiting him and we were out too late the day before, so I slept through their trip. When later that night came, or not that night, I think it was like the next day or some shit like that. I'm like, bro, I want to trip. He was like, bro, we really only have enough for you. So like you gotta do it dolo. We'll watch over you, we'll take care of you and shit, but you gotta do it dolo. You're gonna be dolo. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like whole time in my head, I'm thinking like, what if these niggas try to do something to me or rob me, whatever. This is the homie from college, by the way. I've known this nigga from college. That's it. My freshman year of college. So I've known him probably like now 6-7 years now, roughly. So when we did it, it was probably about like maybe 3 or 4 years that I've known him, maybe, or almost 5, some shit like that. So I'm like, you know what? I've known bro long enough. I did my research, you know. He was like, yeah, bro, you gotta take it on your own. You feel me? It's just some chocolate. It wasn't like the actual, you know. So yeah, I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck it. I ain't no bitch. Tell me what it's gonna do. He like, all right, bro. So, you know, your stomach, because it's a type of fungus or whatever the fuck, your stomach is going to like, you're gonna start to feel like nauseous or like queasy. He was like, if you want to eat something, don't eat too heavy, because you eat too heavy, you gonna throw all that shit up. He was not lying about that part. Um, yeah, so he basically was just like, don't take this on an empty stomach, but also don't eat a lot, you know? He was like, make sure you got all your shit with you, whatever. Now, being that I'm out of state when this happened, I'm in a fucking hotel room. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this shit in my hotel room and just be here stuck high off my ass. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and go to their crib. I get to their crib. Everything's cool. He gives it to me. He has it broken down on a plate. I'm eating it. Everything's cool. Everything is cool. I'm chilling. I'm vibing out. Whatever. Back to when he was explaining to me, he was telling me like, your stomach's gonna get nauseous. You probably gonna throw up, whatever, because whatever is mixing all this stuff, whatever. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. He was like, you gonna see things that's like, it seemed like it's moving. or some shit, but it's not. You gotta remember, you're tripping, you seeing stuff. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, what the fuck does he mean? Like, this is one of those things that's like, when you do it, like, there's no, only you can know what your experience is gonna be like. I can tell you 1,000 times over what the fuck is gonna happen or what has happened to me, but your experience to mine is gonna be completely different. With that being said, hold on. Bro, I'm at their little dining room table. I take the little pieces of chocolate and I'm chilling. You know, I'm rolling up. He's sitting across from me. I think his lady is like in the room or some shit like that or whatever before she comes out and chills with us. And then one of the other homies, his name Nick. Nick comes through. He come through. He talking to us, chilling. You know, we about to smoke. I'm sitting at the table rolling up, and this is probably like from me taking it to Nick being there and us like rolling up and smoking. It was probably like a good, I want to say 30 minutes. 30 minutes passes by. I'm rolling up, bro. And out of nowhere, I feel this sensation come over me of like a calmness. And then from there, nigga, it was just it was just crazy from that point on, bro. I just so happened to finish the blunt. We're all talking, like I finished rolling the blunt. We're all sitting here talking or whatever, and I spark up, I pass. Though I forgot what the fuck happened, but Doe or Nick said something that was funny, and I started laughing. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm laughing uncontrollably. Whoa.
I beg your pardon?
I'm laughing uncontrollably. Whatever. You get what the fuck I'm trying to say. I was laughing hysterically. And it got to the point where you know how like you'll cry from laughter? It got to a point I wasn't laughing. I was crying. Dead ass. I'm just sitting there like not boo-hoo crying, but I'm just like, and then like I'm thinking like, so while this is happening, they're looking at me, talking whatever. And I feel like I'm sweating. I go to wipe my face like this, bro. And I'm like, bro, why the fuck is my eyes so wet? Why am I crying? Bro, these niggas started laughing at me so fucking bad, bro. I'm sitting there starting to laugh at my damn self because it's funny. Like, I wasn't sad before anything, bro. But I'm sitting there bawling, and the bawling turns into fucking the crying turns into a fucking laughter. So I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Like, this shit is weird. From that point on, they sitting there laughing at me, whatever. Dorian's like, oh, them bitches kicked in. You feeling emotional, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. And oh my God, it was so bad. Then I'm like, because first off, like I said, it's only been a 30-minute span. Then it started kicking in. And it was the laughter with a little bit of crying, then straight crying. Me, why the fuck am I crying? Turns back into laughter. Boom. After that ends up happening, we're still sitting in the we're still sitting in the dining room area. And then the living room, they have this rug. Yeah, there we go. In the living room, they have this rug, and I don't know how big it was, but it was just like, a little area rug, whatever. But the pattern on it, it was like diamonds up until it ended at the top of the rug. And then it was like a half cut diamond or some shit like that. I'm sitting there while everybody's talking, and like the way the table is, bro, I'm sitting here like this, looking at everybody. I'm laughing, engaging in conversation. And then like out of the corner of my eye, I see something going on. All I know is I'm sitting here like this, looking at the rug. The rug itself looks like it's a wheel, a dial. So it looks like it's just wood floor paneling all around it. and then there's this one big ass square rug that's just constantly fucking rotating, going in a circle. But it's like the pattern is going into where the floor meets the rug and just spinning over and over. And I'm just like, bro, this is weird, bro. I'm tripping the fuck out. At this point, Nick leaves, you know, everything cool. We smoking some more. They put on some music, bro. I thought I loved music without the shrooms, my nigga. Music with the shrooms, boy.
Fuck it for a 2T chain. Fuck it for a 2T chain. Fuck it for a 2T chain. Fuck it for a 2T shoe.
I'll be in that bitch vibing. Fuck is you talking about? Like, bro, that shit, it does something to my body, you know? Nigga just be out of body with the music, for real. But we kicking it, listening to music and shit. And then while I'm tripping, they end up showing me their room, and like they have tapestries all over the wall, and these tapestries are meant for tripping. And it was like one, that bitch was like pulsating at me. Another one like jumped out at me as soon as I looked at it and shit. It was crazy. From that point on, we smoked one more blunt, and then he was like, yo, we finna go to the gas station, and then we was thinking about hitting Krispy Kremes. I'm like, fuck it, I'm with it. He was like, hell yeah, plus I want you to see what outside look like while you tripping. For those of you that do not know, when you trip, the shit comes in waves. So it's like, yup, then you're back to normal. Yup, back to normal. Up, back to normal. Bro, at a period of time, I'm back to normal. We getting ready to go outside. Trip kicks back in. As bro opens the door, we're walking outside, and the way that their like crib is laid out, they were in an apartment. So when you came outside the door, there's a long ass fence surrounding the property. So there's a fence right ahead of you, and then it's like a good 10, 15 feet ahead of you before you get to the fence. Then there's sidewalk, grass and shit in between it. But the sidewalk goes either way to wrap around the building and then to go like in between the building to the parking lot. They have these big ass trees. They're called weeping willow trees. This shit was so fucking trippy. When I walked outside and turned left to look down the stretch, bro, it was like it was like one of those things in the movie where the fucking the hallway like stretches out, or like you ever seen the shit where like the light clicks on each one and shit and it keeps going down, bro. It was some shit like that, but it was pitch black, and then all you see is the trees coming from the darkness hanging down, and then the wind hits it and them bitches get to blowing. Bro, it looked like spider webs. It was crazy as fuck. I'm sitting there, I'm like,
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
yo. And he like, yup, you see the trees? You see the trees? What that shit look like? What that shit look like? Like, bro, it's geeking me up while I'm sitting here tripping. And I'm like trying to piece it together, and I'm just like, bro, it's motherfucking like, I don't know. From that point on, you know, trip goes back down. I get to walking, you know, going around, whatever. And we're going to the car at this point. So everything cool. I feel kind of drunk the way I'm walking, but I know I'm not drunk. I'm just tripping. Right before, so like, it's like the car's like 5 feet ahead of me. Right before I get off the motherfucking, like right before my trip comes back up, I'm sitting there, I'm walking, and then I kind of stumble, and then my trip comes back on. It's weird timing, bro. I can't make this shit up. We're walking to the car, and I go to open the door. As soon as I open the door, bro, and I'm looking inside of the car, mind you, it's nighttime. It's like 10 o'clock at night or some shit like that. The back of the car is like pitch fucking black. It's literally like a black hole. Like the shit's crazy as fuck. It's like a black hole that like is in some outer space or some shit like that. And I'm like, yo. And I'm like, bro, I gotta step away. I don't want that bitch to pull me in. So he like, bro, you good? I'm like, nah, man, I ain't. The fuck you mean going to a black hole? Bro, so I back up, and at this point, this is where the fucking the shrooms started to like make my stomach nauseous. So I'm like, and like I don't know about anybody else, but when you throw up, like that shit clicks. So like I instantly click back to sober for a second. And as it's about to happen, I'm like, yo, I'm about to throw up. So I turn away from them because I don't want them, you know, it's gross. I turn away from him, and bro, I pull up my shorts. I tuck my fucking my hoodie strings in so I don't get it on there. So like I know I'm sober at this point, and I start to throw up. This is where shit gets sketchy. So first off, I'm throwing up, and then my shrooms kick in mid throw up. At this point, instead of visually seeing something, I'm having a third body, like out of body experience or some shit. I'm sitting there watching myself throw up, and I swear to God, it looks like some shit off Family Guy. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. I look like I was in fucking Family Guy, and when they just go crazy everywhere, that's what that shit looked like. Boom, back in my body. I'm looking at the puke. The shit looked like motherfucking, like I had chunks of whatever the fuck I had eaten that day in the vomit, and like no bullshit, like my eyes are closed, and then when I open them, it's like a fucking jump scare. The chunks itself are like jumping, pulsating at me. Bro, I'm telling you, shit was crazy. Like the shit was weird as hell. So I get past that. Bro was telling me like usually when some shit like that happen or whatever, you know, from that point on, a motherfucker have a bad trip. So he was like constantly making sure I'm cool, making sure I'm good, whatever. I don't end up having a bad trip. It keeps going good. We get to the gas station. Nigga, I'm in that bitch turned. I feel like I'm high as fuck. I'm lit as hell. Bro, I'm over there. I'm like, damn, what I want? I'm thirsty as hell. My mouth dry as fuck. I grabbed me a motherfucking Cool Blue Gatorade, bro. When I tell you that was the best motherfucking Gatorade I had in my entire life, I'm talking about I can taste the berries that they use to make this motherfucker. Like, shit was wild. Fucking, it goes from there. Nigga, I'm in the back seat. I'm hitting the drink. This shit fire. Like, bro, if oh my God, swear to God, right hand up. If Dorian was here right now, he would tell you, bro, that's the sound effects I was fucking making in the back of the car. Mind you, I'm not driving. I'm not in the front of the car. I'm in the back of the car. He in the passenger seat. His old lady in the front seat. That's all they're hearing from the back. We end up motherfucking leaving the gas station. We left the gas station, and that whole time I was sober, it felt like, you know, but it still comes in waves. I feel like I'm on the end of it a little bit here, but we get back in the car, and y'all know that fucking Chris Brown video when he's like dancing in the streets and shit, and the cars are passing by, and it's like the tail light or the headlight is like lit, but it like drags behind. We're driving, and I'm in the back seat, and that's all I'm seeing in front of us, on the side of us, whatever. Feel like we in some outer space type shit. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? They playing music, and they play this one song by Saha Baby, whatever the fuck his name is. And bro, when I tell you I'm screaming that shit to my lungs, bro, I felt every ounce of that motherfucker. We get to motherfucking Krispy Kreme. They turn down the music. They get the donuts, whatever. I'm sitting there, I'm chilling. Bro, at this point, it was just nothing but peak high. They motherfucking peel off. He like, bro, you want a donut? I'm like, yeah. Anybody who know Krispy Kreme donuts, them bitches be fresh. I get a donut. I take a bite of that bitch. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm there. I got me a donut. I got me a drink. Bro got a blunt for me. I'm cooling. Trip kicks back in. I take a bite. I'm looking at the Chris Brown lights pass me by and shit. I'm just like, I'm having a good ass fucking time. So anyways, I'm having a good ass time. I'm chilling, you know, I'm good. I'm there. This fucking donut. And I quite frankly, I don't even know what happened to this donut after that. I know I gave it to Doe, but I genuinely have no fucking idea what happened to this damn donut. I take a bite out of it. You know, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm there. You feel me? I'm having fun, I'm cool. I'm just in the moment. I'm like, bro, all I know is I'm like feeling something warm in my hand while I'm looking for it. I'm like, bro, you're like, what? And I look at the donut. I'm like, bro, I need you to get this donut. I need you to get the donut. Take the donut. And he's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, bro, I'm bugging out on the donut. the fucking donut itself is morphing around my hand like some fucking melted ice cream. I'm holding it in the middle, like, or on the edges like this, and the motherfucking is just like sucking in my fingers, going around my hand. I'm like, yo. And the part where I took the bite at, it's facing me. So I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is really going on? I'm panicking at this point. I'm like, bro, you gotta get the donut. You gotta get the donut. Take it, take it, take it. Gave him the donut. Don't know what fucking happened to it. From that point on, at the end of the night, you feel me? I was cruising. They drove around and shit. And like, bro, this is how high my senses be when I'm like in an unknown area. I know that Krispy Kreme is like 15, 20 minutes, maybe max, with traffic from their crib. There's gas stations all around their crib, but the one we went to was closer to the Krispy Kreme. So I know we like 15, 20 minutes from the crib. Not even. These niggas didn't tell me they was taking me on a joyride. These niggas didn't tell me they was taking me around the town, bro. So I'm just sitting back there. I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I'm there. And then it dawns on me. I'm like, bro, why we not back at the crib yet? Why this shit taking so long? That nigga said, bro, just chill, sit back, relax. And at this point, that's all I could do. It was like this nigga had a command over my body or some shit, bro. And I just sat back. I'm like, all right, bro. And I sat back, his ass sitting there, you know, chilling, leaning on the window and shit. And then Shorty's driving. But the way she's driving, she's like resting her elbow on the window and she's like fiddling with her hair or some shit and one hand up. So I'm sitting behind her and I'm looking at both of them and then the lights are doing the fucking Chris Brown shit. Bro, when I tell you this shit looked like some fucking visualization out of a fucking, what do you call it? Like out of a, whatever, some shit you can look up on YouTube or whatever. The shit that like consistently repeats, but you can like play music to it or just have it on for some background to look at or some shit like that. It seemed like one of those things like from YouTube or whatever just sat there repeating. And I'm like, bro, this shit is so fucking cool. Because that's all it felt like. It felt like I was looking at I was in a YouTube video basically watching this shit happen, if that makes sense. Or like y'all know like those pictures that have like the astronaut like fucking floating or some shit sitting there, some shit like that, bro. That's what it felt like. From that night, I was cool. Went back to the crib. I was sober enough to drive back to my hotel. It was probably like almost 1, maybe 2 at that point. I don't know actually what time it was, honestly. But that shit, I had so much fun doing it. Did it again? Do it again? Yep. But it's not something that you should take lightly when doing that shit. For sure. Definitely can fuck you up if you do it the wrong way. So always be careful with any and everything that you are doing. And make sure you research your shit before you do it. And don't do it or take it from anybody sketchy or weird like that. And quite frankly, if you're not old enough to do it, don't. Simple. Point. That's it. That's gonna be the end of the video. Like I said in the beginning, if you in the live, I appreciate y'all. You feel me? If you new on the live, drop a follow. If you watching this shit on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get out some more videos, put out some more content. I got some other story times I could be telling or drop, whatever. You know? So it's all up to y'all. Let me know what y'all want to hear. Give me some feedback.
See what the fuck niggas do. If I said I'm a poet, how I get on the beat and just talk, he relate to me too. Damn. That's real. They'll never know how 2K feel. I'm stressed till I get a meal. Like nigga, I'm stressed until I get out of the veil. Told brother lay off in them. Down. Told brother lay off in them pills. Man, this shit get you high, but it might get you killed.